Hi guys, how are you? We are meeting again, and last time we had discussed the topic attitude in the unit 3 in organization behavior. This time we'll be discussing about the values. Let me just share the screen with you so that you can also see the presentation in the slides. So let's talk about values. So what are values? Values are basically the fundamental beliefs in which the individual's attitude is based on. Uh, it represents the individual or the organization, correct, consider important, desirable or worthy, right? Uh, Whenever you talk about certain organization, you always, try to check the values of that organization. It is very important why always we talk positive about the Tata Group as a whole because of the values itself, right? So when you talk about values, it is generally used in two different ways. First is like characteristics of an object, and the second one you can say the attribute possessed by an individual, right? So the focus will be on the individual thought process and individual desires. A value is basically defined as the concept or the desirable and internalized criteria of the standard of evaluation a person possesses, right? So when you talk about values, value provide the standard of competence, morality, right? Uh, these are fewer in number than the attitude, right? Attitude, of course, play a vital role, but attitude is governed by or decided by the values what a person is having, right? So there is a connection between values and attitude, if you see. So there are differences also. There is interrelation also. So slight difference first, I'll let you know, right? And then after we'll be talking about the similarity between values and the attitude. So difference will be like the attitude essentially represent the predisposition to the response, right? Value focus on the judgment of the what ought to be, right? So values are more into the judgment, wherein attitude is more into the predisposition to the response, right? Attitude represent the several beliefs, right? Wherein value, on the other hand, represent a single belief. Right? So, value stands in relation to some social or cultural standards, wherein attitude are mostly personal experience, right? There are certain similarities also, as I said. So, both are very, very powerful instrument, right? Influencing the cognitive process and behavior of the people. Both are learned and acquired from the same sources, right? So when you talk about the values, importance, if you see guidance, alignment, motivation, right, conflict resolution, you talk about the ethical framework, right, organization culture. So when you talk about the importance of value, the motivation, the values can motivate and inspire individual, right, by tapping into their intrinsic desire. Okay. And when conflict arises, shared values can serve as a common ground for negotiation. Right? So it is very important. Then you talk about the sources of the values, personal experience, like we have also seen in this thing in the attitude, as sources are same almost. Personal experiences, socialization, internalized, you know, uh, through the socialization process, right? Religious or the spiritual beliefs. You talk about the values can be influenced by the media or the popular culture, right? So sources are almost same, and when you talk about the types of value, there are personal values, social values, and different kind of values: personal values, social value, organizational value, ethical value, right? Ethical value is basically the moral principle that govern right and wrong conduct. Personal values, that is individual belief and the principle that guide personal behavior or priorities or the life choices. Now, this is a big word, right? Life choices. So, what does it mean? As you know that value and attitude somewhere are similar also, and their sources are also similar. So, attitude is based on the or governed by the values. So, and what is attitude? Attitude is basically how you react in certain situation, right? So, basis on the value, you take the decision, right? You build the attitude and then you take the decision. So, life choices comes from there, right? You talk about the value that serves as as means to achieve desired end, such as honesty, diligence. So that is instrumental value, right? We talk about the terminal values, the end goal or the desired state of being, such as happiness, fulfillment. Right? So this is terminal values. Now, practical application, if you see in the organization culture, OB, values play a vital role. Organization, it shapes the organization culture by influencing the norms, behaviors, and expectation within the workplace, right? So, organization can cultivate a positive culture by promoting values such as integrity, respect, teamwork, innovation, right? So these are the values, when positive values, right? So if an organization, promote this thing, or when an organization, cultivate this thing, it can build the positive culture in the organization, right, where people will be happy. You talk about the recruitment and selection. I clearly mentioned this thing always that when you talk about recruitment, you need to check the ethics, attitude, values, right? Values play an important role, as you know, we have just discussed. So organization can attract, and retain the employees, right, who share their values. Uh, if organization is known for its values, people would love to go there. And in the same during that selection process, organization should also check the value in the candidate. That is the very very important part. Rest everything can be taught, or can the person can be trained for that, but this thing cannot be teached, right? This thing cannot be taught. So you talk about the leadership development. Leaders play a crucial role in modeling and promoting organizational values. Development programs can emphasize value-based, right? You talk about the performance management. Value can integrate into the performance management system to assess and reward behaviors, right, that align with the organizational value. This is a good thing to talk about, right? Because until unless your uh, values, individual values, are not aligned with the organization value, employee will not be very, very efficient. I will not say that employee will not be efficient or will not give you the output, but he or she will not be giving the 100%. That is for sure. Right? And unless the goals are in sync. The moment the goals are in sync, things are done. There is no problem. Employee will always be motivated, like we have just seen in the theory why, or no, in the next unit, I guess. In this unit, later part, we'll be talking about it. So you talk about the value-based decision making. Framework can be guided by the uh, ethical choices and actions in the complex situation, right? Conflict resolution, shared values can facilitate conflict resolution by providing a common ground, right? And the dialogue, negotiation, and compromise. You have the common value. It really help you out in negotiating, right? Mediation and the resolution, right? And if you talk about the employee engagement and retention, organization can enhance employee engagement and retention by creating a value-driven work environment. It seems easy, but it becomes very tough to create such environment in the organization, value-driven organization. HR has to work really hard. In fact, every leader there, needs to work very hard. I seriously believe that the organization culture is always set by the top management. The tool of that organization is always set by the top management. So if you talk about the values, if you talk about the ethics, that is also set by the top management. So the way top management behaves, people will behave in that way, right? So it has to be, I mean, I firmly believe in this, right? So employee engagement and the retention. This is what the values is all about. Next topic is motivation. I'll stop here. We'll take the next topic in the next video. Well, then thank you so much and enjoy yourself. We'll talk about motivation in the next video. I'm going to stop sharing now and pause the video also. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Take care.
Family is the genesis of this group.
Family is everything for us.
They know the nitty-gritty of what needs to be done.
We're each other's building blocks.
It has never been two families. It has always been one.
પરિવાર એ જ સર્વસ્વ છે.
Without family, I think we would lose my sense of direction. So the Marwari Group's foundation, I think, comes from the desire to prosper. Starting with Marwari Shares and Finance, retail financial services business, and primarily into stock markets and stock broking segment in India. Essentially, we have 110 odd branches across Gujarat, Maharashtra, about 4 lakh customers or 400,000 customers. It's a business that's stood the test of time.
એટલે એ અમારા ફાધરના ટાઈમથી આવ્યું છે કે આપણે કોઈ પણની અપેક્ષા વગર કોઈને પણ સપોર્ટ કરવો કે એવું નહોતું એમ કે કોઈ પણ નીડ બેઝ હોય કે કાંઈ પણ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનમાં સ્ટાફ હોય એને આપણે ફેમિલીની જેમ જ ગણીએ છીએ કોઈ દી સ્ટાફ તરીકે કે એવું ગણતા નથી એમ.
Then we talk about Marwari University, which was founded in 2009 by my father, and Jeetubhai Chandarana as the co-founder of the Chandarana family.
We started as just 360 students with just 5 classes on ground. But at the same time, the vision was huge.
We are now at 11,000 students, and it's a 35-acre campus.
અને એ બધું 100% વિઝન એનું જ છે અને આખું એન્ટાયર નેટવર્ક યુનિવર્સિટીનું એ જ જોવે છે.
Creating new generational students, helping them to do well in life, needs multi-dimensional approaches these days.
And that's how we started that let's do something for society and to give something which is missing in this country. So that's how we started setting up this university.
So Marwari Chandarana Intermediaries and Brokers Private Limited. So that entity is in partnership with the Chandarana family, Jeetubhai Chandarana, Nishit Chandarana, and Amish Chandarana. So that's about proprietary and algorithmic trading, where we've got about 1,500 plus traders directly, indirectly working with us.
ત્યારે મેં હંમેશા વિચાર્યું છે કે કોઈ પણ બિઝનેસથી એવી રીતે કરવો જોઈએ કે જે સ્કાય ઇઝ ધ લિમિટ હોવી જોઈએ. એમાં કંઈ લિમિટેશન હોવા જ ન જોઈએ. તમારી જેટલી કેપેસિટી વધે એટલું તમારે કામ આગળ ને આગળ તમારી પાસે હોવું જ જોઈએ.
So far what we are traditional broker with, of course, a pinch of all the new age technology available in our business.
I am a hardcore trader. I am always on the screen. I used to hear the talks about markets, business on the dinner table. So it was always fascinating about joining stock markets at an early age. So that's how I joined them, my father and my brother.
Business and the partnership is just based on trust.
It's not just one person who is going to achieve success. It's all of us together who are going to reach our goal and achieve success.
Most recent business we've entered is Pixin Energy. We've entered energy as a sector. and power as a sector.
We have around 200 people now, and one question, when we ask, why do you want to join Pixon? They have, this one standard answer that it's a group, it's a part of the Marwadi family, and that's why we want to join.
That belongingness, that ownership should come if you treat them like your family members.
The most recent business and the latest one is One Finance, which I founded. One Finance is essentially a reimagined personal finance institution.
We started with building it on like multiple values and all that, but we just wanted that one word that can define that why do we exist. And then finally we realized that just by being honest, everything else falls in line,
So we offer unbiased, qualified and hyper-personalized advice on one's personal finances.
We have always believed in, building up the relationship with clients and our authorized partners who are, pillars for our success, I would say.
If you don't have people whom you share your success or prosperity, then it has no relevance on its own. So Believe Family is an effort. As united, we achieve something. And we all three brothers, told our father, no, we will not take this risk. But he said, no, I'm going ahead with it, whether you join us or not. And that's how we are today where we are. So it was his courage, his entrepreneurship, and his ability to see future. I think that's what made us today what we are.
યંગર જનરેશન પાસેથી તો ઘણું શીખવા મળ્યું છે જે અમને અત્યારે નવું જે યંગર જનરેશન ડેવલપ કરે છે સારી ભાવનાથી સારી રીતે.
They are carrying the legacy forward, and I'm very proud to know that and to share even that. I mean, it's a very proud thing for us.
દરેક વસ્તુઓ છે એ પેરેન્ટ્સે પણ સમજવી પડે કે તમે એને એની રીતે કરવાની છૂટ આપો. એના અત્યારના જનરેશન પ્રમાણે એને આગળ વધવા દો.
They have an open mind to take it to the next level and exploring other ways, the ways that may not have worked for them.
Like every generation learns from new generation. Like what my father couldn't do, we did it. What we don't understand, they are doing it.
I think the Marwadi Chandarana Group represents and lives purpose. It represents and lives impact. It represents and lives creating sustainable long-term businesses and organizations. And Marwadi Chandarana Group represents, taking risks where it matters, not just for themselves, but those who we impact directly and indirectly, right? So we employ about 4,500 people across all organizations. We've got about 5 lakh customers, students, so on and so forth. We've designed the business model in a way where the customer and the people's interest, directly or indirectly, is at the heart of our business. So we're a people-centric company. We're not a customer-centric or an employee-centric company. Without our values, Marwadi and Marwadi Chandarana Group won't be where it is today.